Wow. I can't believe I'm still doing this.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Scheming, endless scheming. On my way to the top, I love this money. We set it on fire, Don't mean nothing, It's one for the night. Don't waste my time, don't waste my time.
Hey guys, Ron here with BBM Reptiles. It's been a while. It's been a while since my last upload. And sometimes I even ask myself what maintains or what's that driving force that actually keeps me coming back to not only uploading, but working more and more deeper into this. And I have to say it's the art of discovery, the art of discovering what potential dreams that you have on specific projects can take you and seeing the end results. For example, right here, I'm holding a fire spot nose yellow belly clown, 100% het VPI Xantic, trying to shoot for basically the VPI Xantic clown combo. Didn't get the visual, but I already have basically most of the projects in hand. But that's the thing, going back to so many different projects that I want to actually see through. Putting a pause on actually uploading content didn't mean that I put a pause on a lot of my projects that I'm working with. I stepped away from actually uploading content and try to focus more because I needed to adapt a lot of my ball pythons to see if I can accomplish a breeding season and try to change it up a little bit and see if I can have a year-long breeding season. I'm gonna show you in this video how we're going, some of the snakes that I actually produce, and at least, just to make it a little more interesting, I'm limited down to 5 projects that I'm happily invested in that I was able to produce and I'm getting right now within this new breeding season. Okay, now coming into number 5 is the very first recessive project that I was able to produce, and that is a Pieball. Now, I know I'm actually going in order from the very first. My starts of working recessives. It didn't stop with basically producing Pieballs. I got to that point that I was able to work my very first double recessive, which was the Lavender Albino Pieball, also known as a dreamsicle, and my second double recessive, which was the clown Pieball. And adding on to that, the Pieball, I just basically love the distinction or the two-tone of a snake that you have, basically that solid white, and then obviously you'll have a different mutation or color. Lavender was like the basic no-brainer option when I first started working this project. As it progressed, there was even more recessives that I wanted to actually put into this. Right now, I am also working Desert Ghost, and I am also working VPI Xantic into the Pieball project. So not taking, I guess, too much away from this, but Pieball, I have to say, is my number 5th of the recessive projects that I have going, and I still am working to see what other mutations I could take advantage of, keeping pattern and color, but also the separation of a whiteness that plays with the two tones of what the Pieball project actually is. And this one, as a matter of fact, is a triple, which is a Pieball, and it's double het for Lavender Albino and Clown. So going on to making triple and quads in the Pieball projects. Coming in at number 4, surprisingly to most, I'd have to say is a Clown. Clown is the second recessive project that I actually produced in my collection, and it didn't stop with that. I went on to making, obviously, like I mentioned previously, the second recessive, which was a Clown Pied. I tried very hard, as a matter of fact, to make the Lavender Clown. I missed out 2 seasons ago. I am trying again to hit on the Lavender Clown. Hopefully, I'll be able to produce that this season. And obviously, clowns in so many various combos. I'm working it with Red Stripe. I'm working it with Black Pastel. I'm working it with Hurricane. And going even a little bit further with that, clown is that combination that you want as much pattern as you can get, and obviously it's a fan favorite for many. I gotta say it's number 4 for me in the top lineups that I have, and the only reason is because there's other recessive projects that I'm going in order of what I've actually produced and the offsprings that I got from them. So number 4 is a clown. Coming in number 3, fan favorite, Desert Ghost. Now, Desert Ghost was one of those projects that actually caught my eye when I saw it the very first time. And I was just starting with the ball pythons, and I had no idea the effect Desert Ghost actually had on a normal ball python. And as years gone through and I actually started to see more of how Desert Ghost interacts so beautifully and cleans up, it just actually piqued more my attention. And I was lucky enough to actually incorporate Desert Ghost into so many projects. And one of them, visually, I was fortunate enough to produce my very first Desert Ghost Clown. And Desert Ghost Clown was like the holy grail of ball pythons when I first saw it. And as a matter of fact, the amount, the asking price was, it surpassed my very first love of ball python, which was the Dreamsicle. And I have to make sure that I include Desert Ghost in most of those recessives and codon projects. So number 3 for me on my list is the Desert Ghost. Coming in at number 2 on my list, VPI Xantic. Now, VPI Xantic is one of those later genes or recessives that I incorporated into my collection. At first, I shied away from it because it really didn't impress me that much. But when I saw the Desert Ghost version and I saw the Fire version, I got hooked on it. I got hooked, and I said, you know what? I need to get a deeper look into this project. So when I started out with VPI Xantic, it took me a while to actually start producing and replicating my very first. Right here, this was the shot that I was trying to actually hit on the double recessive, which was the VPI Xantic Clown. I did not hit on the VPI Xantic Clown, but I did obviously hit on Clown, hit VPIs, and VPIs had Clowns. So I have to say, produced, not actually purchased. I'm happy to see the consistency of actually getting to the point of making those dreams come true and making projects even furthermore. Right now, I have been breeding triple heads, Desert Ghost VPI Xantic Clowns. As a matter of fact, I have 4 females. Hopefully this 2025, I will actually hit on the Desert Ghost Clown VPI Xantic. But until then, I gotta say, I got a newfound love for Xantics, especially the VPI. Yeah, you're number 2. Okay, number 1. Number 1 on my favorite projects that I have that I was able to replicate is the Lavender Albino. Now, this is a pastel Lavender Albino head Pieball. And the only reason this is the closest one that I have to a smaller size snake is basically everything they're full adults. I was fortunate enough to actually produce my very first Dreamsicle, which is a Lavender Albino Pieball. And I also hit on the orange Dreamsicle and a yellow belly Dreamsicle, and also I hit on the Enchi Dreamsicle. And I have him in breeding, as a matter of fact, with another project that I have working even more deeply into Dreamsicle. There's so many other projects that I'm working with the Lavender Albino. I'm working the Monsoon into that project. I'm working Genetic Stripe into that project. But Lavender has to be my top out of all the recessive projects, to the point that I produced. As I was going through my top 5, again, I didn't want to actually showcase things that I purchased or things that I acquired. I wanted to go through projects that I actually been working through, and how I'm taking each of those projects during my time breeding. And it's actually my logo, as a matter of fact. My logo, you could see that it's the dreamsicle going off of the lavender, which is basically my #1 top favorite recessive project to be working with. I have to put some honorable mentions. And these are projects that I was not able to replicate visually, even though I have quite a good amount of heads in my collection, until I actually produced the very first recessive visualization of that project. I can't include it into my list, but I have to put that as an honorable mention. Now, this is a snake that I acquired about 1.5 years ago, and right here is the Mojave Monsoon. Now, it doesn't have any other recessive genes into this, but I do have it in various different recessive projects. I have this in het forms with Clown. I have it in het forms with Desert Ghost. I also have it in het form with Cryptic. And as a matter of fact, I also have it in breeding for this season with VPI Xantic and Sunset. These are the other recessive projects that I actually have with the Mojave Monsoon. But I want to actually put this as an honorable mention, only because I did not actually produce my very first visual project of this specific recessive mutation. But when it gets there, that's the cool thing, is that at least it'll have a variety of different incomplete dominance and recessive visualizations of this beautiful project. Well, there you have it. Those are my top 5 projects of 2025. And it's exciting just to know that we're still building, we're still making, we're still dreaming, and the possibilities, it's not going to stop. So that, I have to say, is the driving force of why BBM Reptiles continues to produce, continues to endure, and continues to persevere. Anyway, guys, thank you again for taking the time for stopping by my channel. Happy 2025. And you know what? This is just a start. I'll see you in the next video.